Hi friends, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. If you are new to my channel, subscribe, like, share my videos, whatever you want to do. Today, I have to fulfill a bag order. A custom bag order. It's a Tiffy Bag Size 2, but it's a special order with lots of specialty stuff that I have not been putting on my Tiffy bags because I try to keep them a little more less complicated. So today I'm going to be making it more complicated. Why? Because, well, I got to get these things done. And why not do it while we're here together hanging out? So let's see who's here. We got Kim, we got Kathy. Good morning, Tiffany and Quilty friends. We got Shirley here. Good morning. Emily is here. Good morning. Because technically it's still morning. It's only 11:30 a.m. for me. I don't know what time it is for all you guys, but it's still morning. Shit, normally it's still morning until like 1 p.m. for me. We got Peggy here, we got Diana here, Bettina here, Roxanne. Hi everybody. So if you're just joining, I need to fulfill a bag order, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. A custom Tiffy bag, and I figured I'd just do it with you guys and hang out because I haven't been on YouTube that much, and while I'm in hyper mode, I should take advantage of YouTube and my videos because I don't seem to make enough of them anymore. So my goal is to just, when I feel it, go live and hang out with everyone and get what I can done when I can do it. So let's see. We got Rachel, Mary Jane, Bonnie, Linda. It's 1:30 for Bonnie. It's 1:30 for Peggy. Hi, Vicky. Glad to see you during the day. Yes, thank you, Linda. Like I said, I gotta get stuff done, and why not do it? No kids today, so I can get things done and have fun with it. So I'm gonna put this back that way so that I can see it. So for today's bag, it's going to have a lot of extras. So you guys know my Tiffy bags. I don't have one in front of me, but you guys know, you've seen me make it. They usually don't have front pockets, and they don't have front zipper pockets, and they have one zipper pocket on the inside. The handles are usually attached to the bag itself. Not anything fancy. There's no hardware on it. Well, this bag that I'm going to do today is going to have a front slip pocket, a front zipper pocket on the opposite side, an inner zip pocket, as well as the bag handles will be attached differently, as well as it's getting a crossbody strap and an inside pocket, zipper pocket, and then an inside slip pocket. So it's getting all the bells and whistles. So I never really like put the pattern together in my mind. I did, but I never put it on paper, all these special cuts. So since this is my bag and my design, and I'm kind of just making things up as I go today, on how it's going to go. I've already made two this way, so technically I'm not making up as I go, except I haven't added one side a slip pocket with a magnetic snap and the opposite side a zipper pocket. So I haven't done that yet on any of these bags. So those things I will just walk through with you. This is just a 2-color bag, so everything will just be 2 colors besides the lining is a 3rd color, over and over, finding the best placement for these colors and so on and so forth, and getting the best use out of my fabric. I will be using all sorts of stuff. I got to put it all on this side though, so that I don't mess anything up. So I took out 3 zippers, and I know I waste zippers, but I'm going to tell you something about these zippers real quick before I go any further. I buy the long zippers. I don't buy zipper by the yard on my own, unless it's gifted to me or someone buys it for me. Normally I wouldn't buy it on my own because I struggle getting the zipper tab on, or the zipper pull onto the zipper tape. So I buy the pre-made zippers. This last time we bought zippers, I kind of didn't pay attention to the fact that they are set in flat flush zippers. That's okay. They work for the bags. It actually is a nice clean look. I'm still using them anyway. The reason why I buy long ones and I go ahead and waste pretty much a lot of zipper for the smaller areas is because it's actually cheaper to buy a bunch of long ones so that way I can have the most of the size that I need instead of buying a bazillion 9-inch zippers, a bazillion 12-inch zippers, and a bazillion 20-inch zippers. Well, these aren't 20, these are 15-inch zippers. So I mean, like, instead of buying a bunch of different ones and having all the storage of a bunch of different size zippers, these longer ones I get the most use out of, even if I'm chopping half of it off. So that's my own whatever on zippers. The next time I'm going to make sure that I get the ones that are regular as well, not the flush only. So just in case, because some people don't really care for certain zippers, but they work just the same. So that's, I just wanted to tell you guys that about zippers. It's if you buy zipper by the yard, it makes it easier because you can cut as you go. Just make sure you get enough zipper pulls to go with how much yardage you buy. But if you buy regular zippers and you're making things with zippers consistently all the time, I would say go with the long zippers, because the longer they are, even if you're cutting a ton of it off, you get the more use out of it, and you don't have to have 10 different tubs of 10 different size zippers, you know, or have to hunt through your zipper thing. Oh, that looks like 12 inches, and then have to sit and pull them all out to measure them and hope that it's the right one. So I just got and get always the bigger zippers. So I'll be using lots of hardware for this bag. It's a good thing I stocked up on hardware. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Oh, and I'm using foam like always, but I'm going to try to use it a little bit differently because I am doing a front zipper pocket as well. And sitting against the foam will be a little bit different. So I think I'm going to cut it out in that area so everything sits flush inside of the bag. Let's see. Everyone's still saying hi. We got Manny here. Hi, Tiffany. Have a nice day. Take care. Oh, thank you. Okay, so today's bag is having what I call a faux panel, faux quilt. So it's faux quilt, today's bag. So that it looks like a quilt, but I have no piecing to do. It's just a ton of squares, and I will be cutting from it as if whatever. I'm not going to line anything up or anything. I'm just using it as pretty much the fabric. It'll look cool. And then its secondary fabric is this with the stars on it. And it's actually a flower. It looks like stars, but I just say stars because that's what it looks like. So that's what I'm going to call it. And, oops, that shouldn't have fell. And then its inner lining fabric is just going to be this right here with the triangles on it because they're all tan colors, and this is what was chose because when people come in my room, I really don't have that many things to choose from, but it goes together just fine color wise. So I'm gonna get started. I got mine at Vincent's for a dime or a quarter. Hi, Maureen. All right, so to start, if you guys remember, there is a template that I showed you how to make for the Tiffy Bag Size 2. This is the bigger bag. There's a template, but I have lots of writing on my template for all the different size cuts, and I'll tell you what I'm cutting when I get to it. I'm going to be starting right now with the center section, which would be this section of the bag. I'm going to cut out a piece, and I'm not going to cut the full piece like I do on the other Tiffy bags. Instead, I'm going to be cutting out a piece right here, like a square almost, and yeah, that's what I'm doing. So to get the most from my fabric, just fold it back in half. Like I said, I'm not going to be lining any of these squares on this fake quilt thing, the faux quilt panel piece. I'm just going to cut from it and it'll look good, so I'm not too worried about that. I do need a rotary cutter. Oops, let's use a bigger one today. I need a rotary cutter and a ruler because I didn't get all those things out in advance. So I'm going to cut a piece that is, and I'm just going to cut from the fabric instead of in full. I'm going to cut out 9.5 inches by 8.5 inches. That's what I'm gonna cut. 9.5 by 8.5. And I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna do this side right here. And I'm just gonna cut from the fabric. I usually don't do this, but this is how I'm gonna do it. Because I can. And I should press that first. Just right here in this area. It's not warmed up enough. Give it a second. Normally I have the iron thing down, but we had to lift it because I was doing other stuff and it was easier to stand, or else I could be sitting and ironing too. How's everybody doing today? Everybody good? Let me know in the comments. Thank you, Kim, for the thumbs up reminder. Don't forget everybody. Encourage me to come on more during the day since I have so much time on my hands. Alright, so I'm just going to iron the area that I'm chopping out. Why? Because I can. So this first piece I'm going to cut is, what did I just say? 9.5 by 8.5. So we're going to line this up right here. I'm going to start by cutting off the selvage. I know this looks weird what I'm doing here, but nice straight cut down here. I'm just going to cut the selvage off and then slide this down. Make this side a nice straight cut. And then we're going to cut 8.5, which is right here. Come on. Actually 9.5. That's right. 9.5 by 8.5. 9.5 by 8.5. Alright, so here's one 9.5 by 8.5 piece. And then the other side is 9.5 by 11. So we're going to come up right here. Sliding the whole thing down, lining everything up. I'm going to come up to 11 inches. Cut. So this is for the other side. Alright, so my other side is cut, and then I need my front pocket, which needs to be, think about this for 2 seconds, 9.5 by 6. Yes, 9.5 by 6 and a half. We'll do that by 6.5. And I need 2 of those. 1. Come up on the ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.5. I know this is probably not the ideal way to cut things, but this is what I'm doing. I'm going to press these real quick. So this will be for the front slip pocket. That goes with that. And now, front slip pocket, back side. Hold on, I gotta think about this for a second. Let's just make that front piece first. Alright. Now I need interfacing. Can you see all that wrinkly interfacing? Kim is better, no headache today. I still have a headache, but I'm dealing with it. We got Leela here. Maureen, are you cutting from panel fabric? Yes. Temperatures today are around 70, but very, it's windy here too. Interesting. You're just blowing here, aren't you? Resting because the hunters went home. Linda's in California. It's about 70 today as well, but not windy. Leela is okay. Procrastinating on working on a quilt. That's good use of cheater fabric. Yes, it is. So I am going to go ahead and just put this on here. This way it'll be fine. Yes, yes, okay. And I'm just going to iron this on because this is wrinkled, and I'm just going to iron it on and cut it out with the interfacing because I think that will be the easiest way to do this because it is so wrinkled. And I'm just going to try not to touch my iron to anything but the fabric while it irons on here. Because it's so wrinkly. And get the best use. And I'm going to use 2 pieces because this front slip pocket needs to be thicker. And I have to use my hands to unwrinkle this stuff as I go. And then I'll cut it out and then press it just a little bit better. And I'm hoping you can hear me nicely. I have the microphone plugged in today. Alright, so I'm going to just cut this off of here and then I'll press it better because right now it's not pressed very nicely. And I'm just using SF 101 right now. Nicely press that now with some steam so that it sits super flat. Alright, and then I do need to put some interfacing now on this piece, so let's see. Best use of it, that's not going to work. Those can go for strips. Let's grab out some more from down here. Somewhere. Time to open up another one. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and iron it on here. Only because I don't feel like doing it any other way. That's my size right there. Let's just chop this end off. And chop this end off. Put that out of the way for now. Alright, let's press this one on. So this is going to be the front panel area. Alright, so there's that. Now let's make the pocket. So I'm going to start by putting these right sides together. And then I'm just going to sew down one side. Hold on. Need to get the best use of everything. And we have a piece of thread stuck under here, which happens sometimes. I can just separate it. If not, oh well, it's going to stay. Normally I wouldn't worry about stuff like this, but it's a black thread. Separate it ever so slightly and get that thread out. It's so stuck on there. There we go. I don't want it to show through the fabric. Alright, let's put it together this way. So I'm just going to sew down one side for now. In a second. Let me trim this. There we go. That looks better. Resting because the hunters. Okay, saw that. My chat freezes when I go out and come back. It takes 5 minutes. Oh, that sucks. Hi, Polly. So glad to see you in UK time again. That's because I'm never on this time of day, so some of you that never get to see me are getting to see me. Oops, I gotta change that stitch length because it's kind of on the small side. Alright, so now that that's sewn, I'm going to open it and then put it right sides together and press it, but then I'm going to reopen it again anyway because I need to add a magnetic snap to it. So I'm just going to fold this seam down very carefully. Fold it in half so that that seam is nice. Oh, come on. Yeah. It's going to be very cute. Very cute bag. Alright, so this is how this works. We're going to fold this in half. I'm going to find my center and mark it. If I can find my friction pin. I want it on this side, so there's my half mark. And I'm going to come down about, let's see, we'll come down 3/4 of an inch and put a dot. And that will be my center. So 3/4 of an inch down is my center. I'm going to go ahead and grab the male piece. And we're going to draw with my little tiny, I know you guys can't see this, it's a little thing. I'm going to put it on here. And I'm going to draw where I need to cut with my seam ripper. And then I'm going to cut my small slit very carefully. And I'm going to insert one side. So I'm going to insert now the male end into this hole that I have now created. I'm going to open it up, put the washer on it, and then push my chingies down. And then what I always do is I take a leftover piece of interfacing and I double it up and then I put it on top of it and glue it down. I know that seems weird, but that way none of this comes poking up in the future. So I'm just going to put that on there. Use the iron, just sitting it on top of it.
Do you want me to read it all for you?
If you want, yeah. They're right there. Hold on, let me grab it.
I don't know if I'll be in here all day, but I'm good. I'm good. Take your time. I can read from up here.
So that, just so that you guys can see, I'm going to hold this up. So see, I covered that end piece right here. So it's got interfacing on it, so that way it holds that end really nicely. And then I'm going to fold this back in half and top stitch it now.
Hi everyone.
And Scott's in here. So here's my front pocket, the pocket part. And now I'm going to take the bag and I'm going to put, this is going to be the front of the bag right here. I'm going to put this pocket on here, and I need to straighten this end up because I did not make it even whatsoever. I'm going to stick this on here just like this, centering it up, and then I'm going to lift this up and find where I'm going to lift it back like this, and then I'm going to find where my male part sticks out. My male piece, the little tiny piece that sticks out, and I'm going to line. I got to do it facing this way. I'm just going to stick a pencil mark or a friction pen mark right there. That is now my center. I'm going to use my washer to draw the little chingies on here, and then I'm going to cut this out.
We got lots of bigger washers. Do you need any others?
No,
Thicker?
this is how they work.
Okay.
Scott doesn't know bag making.
No, I don't. I'm just
He
saying.
watches and learns as I do this. Now I'm going to insert the female side on here.
Hi everyone.
Poke it
Hello.
into the hole.
They're all saying hi to me still.
I'm going to put the washer on here. I'm going to press it open with my fingies. Some of these are a little on the harder side to bend, so if you have to use a tool, do that. And then I'm going to chop this other piece right in half. So I'm going to put interfacing over this, and I'm just going to use the iron to glue it down. And I know this is a magnet, but don't worry, you're on the back side. It will not get stuck to your iron. And excuse the cough because I have a cold right now.
Do you want a cough drop?
No.
Then go get you one.
No. So I'm just ironing this on here real quick. So that way it looks like this on the back side, where it has the interfacing covering it, and then the front has the piece. And then I'm going to hook them together, make sure it stays nice and straight, nice and straight. I have a bit of hangover, so from the back side I'm going to cut off any excess, not much, but then I got to cut my side pieces so that this piece will be complete, and my bottom piece. Alright, so that's ready, and now we need the two side pieces and a bottom. So my bottom needs to be 9.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So we're just going to come over to 3.
Lila said this video is really good for her to watch. She's always wanted to make bags. She really appreciates being able to watch you make this one.
Alright, so there's my 3.5 by 9.5. It would be nice if I could read the ruler correctly. 9.5.
Do you want me to help you?
No.
Okay.
I had to turn it around. Alright, so here's my 3.5 by 9.5 inch cut for the bottom, which is going to be attached down here for the bottom of the bag. Now I need my two side pieces to go on it, and I'm going to be cutting 4 of these, so I'm going to cut one strip that is 3.5 inches, and then I'm going to subcut it into 8, no, these are 3.25 inches, huh? Nope, 3.5, okay. So a strip that's 3.5 by, and then subcut into 4 8-inch pieces. So let's just straighten this side up real quick. And then we're going to go to 3.5 to 3.5. And And then we're going to move this out of my way for a second and subcut down to, chop this end off real quick where the selvage is, and cut 8-inch pieces. So I need 4 of them. Two for each side, because remember I have that other front piece, and I also need to interface these pieces as well. So remember all those pieces that I said I'm going to start with this one. Said I'd use them, and I'm going to. I'm going to cut it out of the seam like that and put both of these on here. Pretty sure I can get them both on here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at that.
All right.
Did good, honey.
So put these on this one, and then we'll sew this on, and then we got to interface the other pieces. But I'm going to sew them and then interface the whole thing. Alright, so I'm going to cut this off first because I use these pieces for other stuff. And we're going to split this in half.
Yes, thank you, Kim. Kim's telling her that we have other videos, that you have other videos
Oh, yeah, I have
making
lots.
Bags and different types of
It's
bags.
called the Tiffy Bag, but the video is not called, well, actually, maybe I did name the video making the Tiffy Bag. I don't know. They're size 1 and 2 I've made, and they're just quilt a bag as you go type things. All right.
Well, you've also made the vinyl bag too.
Yeah, and the vinyl bag, which is
right there.
All right, so now I'm going to take these, and I'm going to place them, one on this side, and one on this side, and I'm going to sew the 2 sides on, and then I will sew the bottom on, which also needs interfacing. Wait. Let's see. Is this big enough? Got to find the pokey side. That's this side. Look at that. All right. Just cut this on here. I pretty much interface every single piece of this whole entire project. All right. I know this is totally different than my other ones when it comes to building it, because this one definitely goes together a lot differently. So now I'm going to sew these on with a 1/4 inch seam. They're already sitting here, and remember I'm sewing them, so here's the front slip pocket. I know you can see down here I have the opening here at the bottom, not at the top. So these pieces do not go towards the bottom, they go towards the top. They align with the top of the bag unit. So I'm just going to put this on here, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way down, and I'm actually going to back stitch right here where that slip pocket opens. I'm going to back stitch at the slip pocket. Alright, now we're going to put the other side on, again at the top of it, and it's going to seem like a really thick seam when I get to where that slip pocket is. Back stitch, and now I'm going to take this over to the iron and press this back.
Van says hi.
Hi. And now I'm going to add bottom of this now. So this does not hook to both sides. It just goes on here, and then I sew it on and then fold it back, and I'll have a 3" by 3" square at the bottom. Let me center this on here. Sewing a 1/4 inch seam. Sewing it nice. And now I'm going to press this back. And that don't match, but I don't care. Like I said, it's a little on the funky side. So now I have the front of the bag, or the back of the bag, it doesn't matter, it's one side. And now all I have to do is add foam on it and do some quilting only on these sides. Just put them down. But now let's do the front piece. So this one, instead of sewing it all together separately and with interfacing, I'm going to just sew these sides on now. Because this one I can interface in full by cutting it out with my template like I've been doing. I'm going to sew this side on. Alright, now I'm going to press these and then I'm going to cut the interfacing to size for it. So I'm just going to fold these back and press them. I know you can't really see very, very well over here.
Do you want me to fill up some of your bottles for your eyes?
Oh, that would be great.
Okay, well here, it was really tough so much. I'll go do that one. Okay?
Here, I'll pull them out because we have no shirt on.
I was gonna go do that. Just do your thing, Steph. Stop.
You gotta put the stare at my butt for a second.
Stop.
There we go.
I was gonna go put one
So now I'm just gonna use this piece as a template. So this piece and this piece should now be the same exact size. It's a little long right here on this bottom piece. But that's okay. I will fix it when the whole bag goes together. Alright. Let's grab this right here. And this is how I do this. I take my template and I lay it on here. These bags are exactly the right size pretty much as the interfacing. So I go ahead and line this up on here. On here. And I showed you guys in a video how to make this template. Quite simple. Slide that across. Put it at the top. And then I'm going to cut out my 3-inch squares right here. And I save all these pieces of interfacing because I can use them later for something else. All these squares I save. So now this is cut to size. I just need to put it on here. So I just lay it on the ironing board. You can see way over here that that's what I'm doing. I lay the piece on it. Make sure the glue side is up. I have almost made the mistake of not having the glue side up a few times now, since I'm making these bags in bulk. Now to iron it on here. Bag making guru. Not really. I'm like learning as I go with a lot of it, but I'm definitely a lot better than I was when I first started this whole bag making thing. Alright. So now the interfacing is on this piece. Just the way I want it. Matches up, and then I have a seam allowance around it. That's how I know to cut my my foam for this. I'm going to trim this one down so that they're exactly the same size, because it's like ever so slightly bigger by, I cut it 1/2 inch too big, I think. Yep, I did. It's not going to change anything. That way they're the same size. Now, before I add foam, I'm going to put my front zipper pocket in now. So now we need some inner lining fabric. And I'm totally going to move all this out of my way so that I can grab lining fabric. And I need for the inside pocket to be, let's see, we're going to do, like I said, I'm making this up as I go when it comes to some of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to cut a 7-inch piece.
Okay, now you got a lot of iron wires.
Thank you. All right. All right, 7-inch I'm just going to cut the full length of the fabric, so it needs to be straightened on one end anyway.
Holly says you really are a bag making guru.
I already read that.
Oh, okay. I was going back up to where I was.
Alright, so let's cut 7.5 to be safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 to be on the safe side. Why? Because I can, and why? Because these scraps get used anyway. Alright, so what I need to do now is come up, let's cut the selvage off. Right here. And for those that are new to my channel, I cut left and right-handed, but my husband did order me a Martelli right-handed ergo cutter so that I can sit and cut better, because this is killing my wrist. So if you see me cutting with my left hand, it's because my right wrist is killing me. Let's see, 7, how many inches down do I want that? I don't want it to hang into the bottom, so we want 6. We're going to line this up here and cut to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to cut 8.5 inches. 8.5 inches because some of it's going to hang up. But I don't want it to extend further than the bottom of the piece. Alright, so I'm going to throw that out of the way. I'm just going to take one of these for now, and this, which is my front piece, that's all one piece, not the one that I put the front zipper or the front slip pocket on. I'm going to take this piece of fabric and this right here, this front piece, and I'm going to put them right sides together. I'm just going to center this on here, but if you need a measurement, it's going to be 1 inch down.
Do you put this in the front or the back one?
No, we're going to...
Tiffany?
Huh?
Do you put this in the front or the back?
What do you mean? Oh, I just put it right here on the front.
The front one?
Alright, oops, 1 inch down. I'm going to line this top piece, and then it's sticking out right there. Center, center, everything's centered. Now I'm going to draw a rectangle on it, but I'm also going to add a pin so it stays in place. We'll do 2 pins so it stays in place. You guys know I really don't like to pin, but I just need it to stay in place. Now I'm going to draw a inch down. So I'm going to come down an inch. Let's make sure that's centered. And draw a line from here to here. So it's an inch in from both sides, an inch down, and then I'm going to just make a 1/2 inch line away from that, and then 2 straight lines right here on the end. And just so you can see, this is what I drew right there. I need that so that I can sew all the way around it to create my zipper pockets. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to sew all the way around that. On the line. One more stitch, come on. Right there. Sewing on that line that I drew. All right. Now I can remove my pins. And I can take, I know some people use scissors at first. I'm going to take a 1/4 inch up from the line I just sewn. And I'm going to start my cutting line. Grab my little snips here. Cut the rest of the way. And then cut 2 V ends right here. Up to the stitching, but not the stitching. side, one more little snip there. So I'll show you what it looks like up to the stitching, but not the stitching. Come on, right there. So here's the opening that I cut, and you can see up to the stitching, but not the stitching. So you can see, it looks like this side didn't cut very well. There we go, much better. Now I'm gonna flip this through like that. So I'm just pushing it through the hole. And I'm going to iron this down nice and flush with the bag. So that way it sits flush. So I'm just gonna iron it and I'll show you what it looks like. Just trying to make sure that seam is nice and flat. I don't want to see the zipper pocket piece or the lining of the pocket inside. I don't want to see that towards the front of the bag. So I want to make sure that this sits nice. So then I check from the front, make sure it's all down. Press more if I need. So now it should look like this. And the back side should look like this. So you can see, if you look into the seam right here, you don't see any of this back on the front. So it's nice and flat. Now I'm going to put a zipper in. And now I got to think about this. Because the front of the bag is going to be the zipper side, and the back of the bag that leans against the body is the slip pocket side. So the front of the bag would be this, like this, on the side of my body. I want the zipper to come out from this side. So I'm going to turn it. It's always hard to remember which way this, oops, I got to sew this end real quick. It's always hard to remember which way the zipper needs to go, because I always forget that whole right or left ordeal. Okay, so now I'm going to lay this on here. Make sure it's nice and even, and you can use tape if you want or not. Double-sided tape. I'm just going to lay this on here center. Like this. Like that. Actually, I should just use some double-sided tape so that it stays, because I don't have enough zipper. I usually have thicker zippers, but we bought the thinner 1-inch ones. I'm just going to put a little bit of tape. Don't need a lot, because I don't want to waste it. Just so that it stays just a little bit. And this tape washes away. And I have so many zippers, I might as well leave it out. So the tape is on here. And I'll cut my excess zipper as needed. Alright, where was I? Let's just do it this way. From the front. So that I can see. There, centering it with the zipper sitting in the center. Make sure my zipper thing's not hanging down. Looks to be good. Good, 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 good. And now I'm going to top stitch. Making sure nothing is folded under. And no, I'm not using a zipper foot either. I'm just going to watch out for this wonderful zipper here. Set it out of the way, come down this side. One more stitch. Come down this side. I'm about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. And I double stitch my zippers on. Just thought I'd let you know, for those that are curious. you've watched my videos, you know how I do it. Snip away that starting thread. So it's on there. And then I'm going to snip away the excess zipper first, and then I'm going to go around the whole entire thing again. Because I like the look of it. I don't know why, but I do. I think it looks nice and clean with 2 stitch lines. There. And then I'll show you. So my second line is about 1/8 of an inch away from my first. Oh, the mail is in a totally different van today. So there's what it looks like, and it has 2 stitch lines. The reason for that is that second stitch line tops that off, so there's no lip from the inside of the zipper, which I think makes it look cleaner. So, all right, so I'm gonna snip away this excess zipper on this side, because it's not needed. And now I'm going to attach other piece on here. We're gonna put it right sides together. And now I'm just going to sew this on. And this made it easier to do it without the foam first. So now I'm just gonna sew the whole thing on with a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to start with the top. Just going to keep it folded like this onto itself. Come off the edge, fold another side in like this. I'm going to sew down this side now. Everything's nice and aligned. And actually, hold on a second, I gotta look. This might be a little on the long side. I need it to be shorter. We're going to trim off 2 pieces. We're going to come up about 1.5 inches. And yes, I'm probably wasting fabric. But like I said, 90% of this I make up as I go. I don't want the front zipper pocket to go under the bag. You know what I mean? I don't want your stuff to get lost underneath it. Plus this stuff goes into my strings anyway. That sits better, see? So now it'll sit with the bottom of the bag. Move that out of the way. Sew down this side. I was just rough cutting in the first place, so sew down this side. And sew across the bottom. And I backstitch too at the corners so that they never come undone. So now the front panel opens and has a pocket, which you can see on the bottom side. So again, I really have no exact measurements. So there's that. So the front pocket ended up, just so it's on video and you know, 7 inches by 7.5 inches. That's how big the pieces are. So, and then the top obviously comes up in there so that when you open the pocket and look up, you still have plenty of space up here in the top, I guess. You don't really put anything up there, but it allows you to open the bag better. All right, so now those are done. Let's cut some foam because now the front of the bag is mostly done. It just needs the foam. And we're trying to just do it all certain parts of the bag at the same exact time. So now from a foam, and I'm going to get 2 pieces from one area because I'm going to use my template again, and I know you can see here. We're going to lay this on here about a half an inch, about half an inch all the way, just like this. I'll line this up on here, and my one cut will give me 2 pieces. And this foam can be bought by the bolt, Walmart, Joann's, you name it. Like this, it's 20 inches by I think it's 10 yards or something like that. For those that are curious. Now I'm going to put this on here like this, or fold it in half like this, and both pieces will be equal. So there's my fold line. The ruler is lining right on it. Cut out my little 3-inch squares at the bottom. One. Notice I'm standing because I hold my wrist a certain way when I stand to do this as opposed to when I'm sitting. I have less pain. I 100% definitely think it's carpal tunnel, that's for sure. My little squares are far from perfect, but it's only because I'm literally cutting it weirdly like. Now, this should fit on here like this. So when I go to put it on there, I have a seam allowance all the way around, and I have a lot open at this top because I will be adding a zipper. So everything should fit perfectly. So now I'm going to glue this on here. Just going to lay it on my iron board. Wait for the iron to get hot again. I'm going to center the whole entire thing. And glue it down. And then I'm going to add just a couple stitches because I can't quilt these with all the extra stuff like I do. That needs to be warmer. I can't quilt these like I do with the other bags. So see, I don't really want to glue this to this pocket, so I think I'm going to cut this area out. I'm also going to trim off this one. It's a little bit on the long side. And I save all these little foam pieces. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but it's better than I'm going to waste. So I'm going to cut out a center square from here to here. I'm going to make a mark with my fingers and or with here. Can I see that? And to here. Because I want this pocket to sit in here nicely without ton of bulk. And I can put it on the underside if I want, but I'm definitely cutting it out. I know that seems so weird to do, but I'm doing it. Because I try to think nice about it, but I want everything still to have foam. So yes, this was a very weird thing for me to do, but the way the pocket sits in there nicely. And I could put this foam behind the pocket if I want. But now it should glue around the pocket. See what I mean? Like that. Cut off a tiny bit up here. That way it lays better. I know, you guys see it, I'm weird probably, huh? And all this weirdness. There we go. That's better. That's better. Better. There. So it's going to sit like this. That way the pocket's not like totally full. And I could probably cut this away and stick it behind it. Cut a little bit. It'll come to the inside of the bag, but I kind of like it sitting like that. We'll see when I start putting things together how it looks. Or how it sits. you know. All right, that iron should be warm now, and I'm totally missing comments, and I'm sorry for that. I gotta heat this heat through the foam. Are you kidding me? Come on. Got to put the steam through it so that it can heat all the way through. So now there's a foam piece on this one. And now let's put this one. With my zipper thing. Come on. Stay right there. Trying to line everything up nicely. Steam is helping the glue sit. So that one now has the foam on it, except right here. So that way, when you put things in the pocket, they sit flush with the front of the bag. I don't think I'm going to add the foam back in there. All right. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. Pretty much you guys are talking to yourself, making pot holders from leftover casserole fiber, jeez, and onto aprons that are cut and ready to go. Interesting. Lots of fun. I just finished yesterday all the pot holders because I kind of took a day break from it. I used Donna Jordan's free apron pattern, easy peasy. Yeah, I saw the video, it was easy peasy. Hi Ruth. All right, so, I need to give this a front pressing. That looks prettier. Okay, due to there being a zipper and a slip pocket, I still want to quilt, but I'm going to quilt just from the edge right here and then right here on each side of this and this, and then I think that's all the quilting I'm going to do. So I'm just going to change my stitch length to a bigger one. And I'm just going to stitch on each side of the seam. Don't really like threads that come from out of the seam. Clean that up a little. Alright, let's do this side now. And yes, this is the slip pocket side, but it's just literally not even a 1/4 inch away. So it's just extra stabilization holding it down. This side of it. I'm pretty much holding that foam in place. So this side I stitched on both sides of the seam, so the foam is in place obviously, but the slip pocket with the magnetic snap still can open. It's not interfering with that at all. So there's a slip pocket with a magnetic snap, so it just goes together on its own. If you forget to close the pocket, it will close itself. So there's that. I don't think Maybe I'll stitch across this bottom too on both of them. I think that'll help with the seam. Yeah. And I'm using a matching thread, by the way. We're just going to do 2 stitches. Alright, so now the bottom. Ooh, that looks actually really, really clean. Why didn't I do that with my other bags? I don't know. I kind of want to stitch across the top of this one because of the way the foam is, but I'm going to do the sides first and then see what it looks like. So a stitch on each side. Do it again onto this one. Got so much stuff in the way. Now I'm going to go across the bottom, and that is just going to be a guess sew because I did the other one right at the bottom of this, so I'm going to go across twice. I want them to match. We'll do a second one. How far away is that? Oh, it's about a foot away. A sewing foot, not an actual foot. Oh yeah, looks very clean. I think I really want one across the top. I should do that with this too. Or I should leave it alone. I should leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Alright, so this one has sewing down the 2 seam sides right here and then across the bottom. There's no seam across the bottom of this side, but to just be equal with the other side, I think it looks nice and clean. So obviously it'll be like that, you know. Alright, so those pieces are done. Now to make the lining, because the lining is getting slip pockets, which again, I'm going to use this for the zipper pocket, so I'm not wasting anything. Now I just need to cut out with the template. Using the template makes it easier. I'm going to cut over, all in my way, all in my way. We're going to do it this way. Yes. So we'll cut 11 inches down. So let's line this up on a line, come over 11 inches and cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. I'm so horrible with math, I actually have to count. Yes, I know. You guys are like, what? She's counting? Can't you just put it on a number and know what 11 away is? My brain does not see it. Oh, I also need to hook on the, make all the strap connect stuff too, but I'll do that in a minute. Okay, so the 2 lining pieces, just gonna cut this right here. So it makes it so much easier with the template. Just lay the template on here, come to the opposite side of it, line that up, and then bam. Nice, easy peasy way to cut out lining. And again, I made the template in the original video for the Tiffy bags. And instead of using a ruler to do this, just cutting it. No, I'm not going to cut myself. And if I do, oh well. I know. Ah, come on, get the corner. Little squares are cut out. So one of these will get a slip pocket, which can be this, leftover double piece, and then on the other piece gets a zipper pocket, which will be the leftover from the other. So let's do the zipper pocket first. Let's cut that down right here. What did I say it was? 7 inches? So let's come up 7 inches. I'm just going to use the folded bottom part. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7.5 up by 7.5 wide. 7. Yep, that's what it was. 7 inches. And the zipper pocket on the inside will not go on the same side as the zipper pocket that's on the outside. It'll go on the opposite side to make it so much easier. Alright, so now I'm going to take this long piece because I'm using the fold as the bottom of the zipper thing. I'm going to put it right sides together. I'm going to come about an inch down to line that top part up. It would help if I can see what I'm doing better. I'm going to center it right there, like that. We're going to put a pin on it, or 2, so that it stays. 1, 2, and then I'm going to draw my zipper line an inch down. I'm going to center this so that I can count the inches. Right there, I want 1 inch in right here to 1 inch in right here. Draw the line from one side to the other. Come down a 1/2 inch from that. Draw the other line, and then connect them together at the end with a line. I'm gonna, since I did that, you can see I drew a line all the way around. I'm gonna sew around that whole entire thing again, like I did the first time. I better smallen my stitch length. So I'm on the line that I have drawn. Pull my pins out because I don't need them. I always just, I don't know why I just do this. I use the rotary cutter first to make the most of the line, that my opening, and then take scissors to the rest. I think it's easier for me. Snip away that excess thread. Come to that right there. I don't draw the little triangles at the end to cut out. I just snip to the side right up to the seam at a 45-degree angle. Makes it easier. Right up to the seam, but not on the seam. Same as the outer zipper. So I should have an opening like this with 2 triangles, 1 on each end. I'm going to slide this through like that. Slide that whole thing through. Done. Get the top piece through, and then I'm going to take it over to the iron and press this nice and flat, so that way it's flush and that fold of the seam is like really nice. Again, I kind of give it a little pre-press real quick. Nice and flat. Turn the whole thing around. I probably should have angled the camera more this way. Sorry for that, guys. So you can't really see too well, but you know that I'm pressing. So now I have a piece that looks like this, and they're wrong sides together, like that. Now we're going to put the inside zipper. Okay, that zipper part is trash. Let's grab another zipper. There they are. And I still have 1 zipper left also for this, for the top Alright, I'm going to sew this real quick across the top of the zipper so it stays shut when I have it open. I'm going to put some tape on it. Now I got to think, if this is on the front side of the bag, I want the zipper to come out whatever side it comes out. I guess, I don't know. We'll see. So I'm putting the double-sided tape on here. I'm not putting a ton because I really don't need a ton. Just enough so that it sticks on here nicely. Normally I don't use it, but I want everything to look nice. So hold on, I gotta think about this, what side the zippers would come from. If this is the back of the bag against the body, the zipper should come from this side. I'm making sure I'm doing it right. So yeah, the zippers can come from that side. Okay. The tape didn't stick down all the way. No judgment here. Hubby haircut, sweetie Vicky. Yes, it is. Hi, Jaded. All right. Ooh, it stuck this time. I had to push it down on the corner. It wasn't sticking. Or my fingernail was just too sharp and it's lifting it up. Let's try this side. Ah, there we go. Again, I'm using zippers that are too big. Most of you know that I do that. All right, so I'm going to hold this, place it over that, just like this, right onto the glue of the tape. Top's on there nicely, bottom's on there nicely. Let's adjust that. Pick it up, adjust it, pick it up, adjust it. All right, so now I'm going to take it over and sew it. Come on. Now it wants to move when I already put it up here. Okay. Lift that off of there for a second. There for a second. Now stay. It doesn't ever stay. Equally, Tiffy, equally. I put it on there for a reason. Not pinning anything. Why? Because I don't want to. All right, that should be good. Now to sew it. Right there, 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Open this zipper up and out of the way. One more stitch that way. Come down this side. And I'm going to double stitch it like I do with all my zippers. I can't tell you why, but I mean, I can tell you why. I think it looks clean. But it's just one day I said, oh, that's the way I want to sew my zippers on. Because I didn't like that lip that's created on the inside when the zipper is bigger than the hole that you've cut, you know. Oops, one more stitch up. Come on. There we go. So I mean, I don't know why, I just, one day I sewed the zipper on and I looked on the back side with just one stitch all the way around, there's this lip. You can even feel it with your fingers. I don't want that exposed, so I go around it a second time so that never gets lifted up and it looks clean. Very clean looking. So I'll just carefully go around my second time. Gotta make sure the pocket is out of the way though. Or else I'll end up sewing it like I did that one day. I don't know if you guys remember that one. I was on live one day and I actually sewed the pocket up into the zipper and I had to rip it out. That's what I get for not using pins, I guess. So I'm pretty much just sewing an 1/8 of an inch away from the last stitch line so that it catches and looks like that. So it's a double stitch line. I think it looks clean. I like the look of it. And it holds that whole entire zipper from lifting all the way around, you know, a lip to it. For me, I like it like that. All right, so now I'm just going to sew across the top and down 2 sides because there's a hole here. there's a nice flush bottom that just gets connected together. Yeah, stay back. Sides. On the other side, it makes it so much easier to make a zipper pocket when the bottom just has a fold in it. And I know some people do their zipper where they pull the bottom of the bag up through the zipper. I've done that on a few bags now where I've left this open and then pulled up through that, and it doesn't really matter. I just sew across the bottom. To me, it still looks good. All right, so zipper pocket installed on lining right here, so I have a nice pocket. Look at that. Yay. So there's lining 1. Lining 2 gets the slip pocket, which is the perfect size right here almost. Just got to come down. Take about, I don't know, let's see. Yeah. So I'm going to start by just trimming off the top of it to start. That can go in my strings, so I don't need it. And then I'm going to take off some of the side. So it needs to be 8 inches-ish. We're going to do 8.5 because of seams. I still have to make my zipper tabs and my, oh, look at that. I just need a top stitch. All right. Make the sides of this slip pocket. Here. Yeah, all the way. Leave a flipping fold. So I can pull it out and then I'll sew it shut. So I just sewed most of the way around, left an opening. I'm going to cut away my 4 corners so that I can flip it. Because my slip pockets have pin pockets, so I like to just lay it on top and sew it. So I think it looks cleaner. Oh, and you know what I found that I was looking for the other day? My purple thing. It was actually in front of my face the whole entire time over in the little caboodle that's behind my machine. So now I have my little purple poker thing, which is nice. So I made sure to stick it in the drawer next to me so I don't lose it, and put it back in its bag every time so that I don't lose it. So I'm going to press this first before sewing. So it has an opening that will get sealed when it's sewn to the lining. So right now I'm going to top stitch where I didn't have to put a seam. It was a fold. Makes it so much easier. And then I just have to sew around it, and dang it. Alright, I'm going to sew it into the seam. I always forget that I have to add my name tag to the bags, so I'm going to sew this on right here. It was made sure they requested that I make sure to put a name tag on the bag. Said, okay, I won't forget. Look at me. I'm not forgetting. I'm actually doing it. There we go. My name tag is on the bag. Now I can put the slip pocket on there. And it's going to get a pin pocket on it, so just going to make sure that everything is nice and center. So I'm just lining that up. That way I can have my center lines, which is from here to here, right there to right there. And that's perfect. Now I'm going to come in and draw a mark for where the pocket will have the hi Judy, commands don't seem to work, neither do work bus, but they make me feel better, lol. I need my brain, that's what I need. I'm gonna come over right here to this. I'm gonna draw a line straight down so I can have a pin. Make sure that I stitch up on this line so that a pin will fit in there. So I'm going to start with one side. And no, I did not pin this down. Why? Because, well, I'm holding it with my hand. I should probably start doing that more often, but I don't. I'm so lazy about it. But then you guys know that. Stitch over, stitch down, and up the side, back stitch, and erase my line. And here is a slip pocket with a pin pocket, and I'll show you. We'll put the pin in the pocket so you can see. Pin and a pin pocket, and then the slip pocket can hold whatever. So there's that. So that side of the bag is done, that side of the bag is done. Now to make all the hook pieces for the crossbody strap. So I'm done with the lining for now. I need a zipper tab for the bag itself, and then crossbody needs to be one. I'm thinking about something real quick. 1.5. I can get everything I need from this side, I think, for the tabs that I need at least. That way I can have this whole entire side to cut the crossbody strap piece and the 2 straps. So let's make a zipper tab and then the tabs for hanging the hooks for the bag. So I need 4 inches. Hold on, I gotta think about this for a second. How I want them to come out. Like I said, you guys get to play with my brain at the same time because I have to think. So the front handles are gonna sit right here. 4 inches. Cut. 4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 4. And I'll get 2 pieces from here and 2 pieces a second time. So let's cut 2 of these that are 4 inches. And that can be part for the zipper tab. Just gonna go ahead and hold on. Yes, no, maybe so. How long is that again? 6.5. I'm thinking about this. Give me a second. My brain will work soon. It's going to be 1 inch when I finish it. Let's see. That should be good. We're going to do this. It's 4 inches by 4 inches real quick to see. Not really wasting anything. Just figuring it out as I go. Okay, for the sides. Yeah, that'll work. 4 inches by 4 inches. So that piece and that piece. Because these are going to be sewn into the seam, and I need it to come up at a 45-degree angle for the straps to like come out right. We'll see right now. So let me do this one. Oh wait, that's wrong. This way. Okay. Whatever. That's not right. I'm doing something wrong here. Screwing with my own head. Yeah, okay. That's what I did wrong. Screw all those little pieces. All right. I need a 4-inch strip. Why? Because I need a 4-inch strip. There we go. I'm just going to cut a 4-inch strip because I can use the rest towards other things because I really don't care. Cut. Make a nice straight cut on this opposite side now because I cut it to straighten the side out. I'm like, Tiffany, you're wasting fabric today. What? I am. I feel bad for it, but I will use all my scraps anyway. Alright. there we go, two 4" by 4" pieces to start. Folding it in half. Folding it in half. I'm sorry I'm not getting to all the comments at the moment because I'm trying to like think at the same time. Oh. My brain cannot multitask when I'm stuck in this, like, making sure that I get it all right. It is for somebody. It's been, the money has been paid, so obviously I have to do everything mostly correct. I can't be too off, or else I won't get paid in full. Or I'll have to do it all over again, which I don't want to. Okay, now these are my two side pieces that will be getting hooked into the bag when I sew it. I need them to come up. So there's gonna go on at an angle, because these are gonna be for it to have a crossbody strap. So once it's hooked in here, it'll come out like that. Hold on, we're gonna see right now by hooking it together and opening it up. Yeah, okay. Now I just gotta measure down how far I want it to be, and then sew this into the seam. So it was a 4" by 4" piece, and I'm putting it in here at the 45-degree angle, and I'm just going to do my best to stay away from hitting it, but I'm going to stitch the sides first because I know what I'm doing, so it's nice and clean. I'm not adding interfacing to these pieces because these are just for the strap, the crossbody strap connectors, so I really don't need it. Or on the one for the front straps. Alright, so I'm going to do 2 D-rings to start. Hi Sylvia. Hi Judy. Lovely, just found out my son has COVID. So far he just feels horrid. He's an EMT. There goes Thanksgiving. I'd rather him here for Christmas. Silver lining. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry Lisa, that sucks. Kim's gonna add her to prayers. Found some 3 days if COVID went out our Thanksgiving too. Hi Mary, I didn't even know you were even in there. But then that's because I'm not really paying attention to the comments like I should be. Actually, I kind of like the one coming out at a 45 and one coming out straight. That actually might work even better. You know that? Why? Because I think it will. We're going to mark down how far down I want this to come out, and I got to remember that the seam is going to 1 3/4 down, 1 3/4 down. All right. Need my friction pin again, and I'm going to put a mark right here on this side, and a mark right there on that side. 1 3/4 inch down. Only reason why I'm telling you is because I'll tell myself when I have to rewatch and go, what did I just do? I'm going to lay this where one comes out at a 45 degree and the other one is straight on that line. I think that is probably going to be better, because when the bag is open, the crossbody, no, that's not better. Nope, we're just going to make it come down right here, 45. I just have to think about it, because when the bag is open, it's going to hang upward like that. So I'm going to pin this in place right here with a clip, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. So it's going to angle upward. That way when I close the bag, it should angle upward. Hopefully. I haven't added a crossbody strap to any of my Tiffy bags, so this is a first. Since the way they sit, you want it to come out, and I don't want to go over there to grab it. The way the bag sits on the side, you guys know that the top kind of elongates out so that when you open the bag, it becomes an opening, a really nice opening. So when it's out in its out position, it kind of angles out. So I want the straps to angle out. I'm hoping, just going to lay this on here again. Oh yeah, that'll be great. Perfect. So I'm just putting it on one side for now. And I'm going to like a bazillion stitch over these for now with a nice stitch. And then it'll also get stitched into the seam. That way it's nice and held it down. So the straps for the crossbody is on. Now I need to create the strap holders for the handles, the hand handles. So I'm going to do that same process again, except I'm going to be folding under. So I got to think about this for a second. I kind of want them to be accented with the accent fabric. Why? Because I think that'll look cool. So I'm going to cut a 4-inch strip. And anything that I cut that is excess, you guys know will get used. So just don't even go crazy on me for cutting all this excess that I shouldn't even need to be cutting. So I'm not wasting anything. Yes, it'll look good. Just wait, just wait. Everything's already done. I just got to do all these like strap handle pieces and stuff like that. This is now all the accent stuff, which I was calling, in the beginning, I was just calling it the bells and whistles. I'm going to start by putting a, let's see, a 2.5-inch strip, 2 of them, because I need my tabs, my zipper tabs, and I want it to be this accent color, so there's those. So those are my zipper tabs, and now I need 4-inch. I need 4 of these 4-inch. Because of the way I want to have them come out. And then I'll press it all, but I'm going to stand because actually I don't need to. All I need to do, I just thought about it right now. I totally forgot that I got this. So I can face you guys. And I don't need to add interfacing to this either. So I'm going to fold it in on itself and then fold up in on one side and then the other. And then I got to fold the sides up as well because I don't want any raw seams. So I'm going to fold up about a 1/4 inch on each side. Ouch, ouch, fingers. Be nice if I could just use the lines on this. Look at that. And now I know for a fact that it is a 1/4 inch. I just got to hold it down and bring the iron back. There's one. Let's fold that other one. That is such a hassle. Because I'm not that handed. Alright, let's fold it back on itself now. I'm making this harder on myself, huh? I know. I know. I want it to look nice though. And be like super clean looking. There we go. Okay, Tiffany, client work is always stressful, and it's not like you charge more if you mess up and spend more time. Yeah, they're all the same price. So yeah, obviously. All right, here's one. All that. I'm going to fold in the seam first on all of these, because that might make my life easier. And then to make sure that they're all exactly the same size, which it is, so that's good. If the iron stayed hotter longer, it would make this process go easier, but it does not. Like I said, if you guys purchase an iron like this, this does not charge. It's a heating element, you know, and it stays good. You know, at some points it's like a minute and 20 seconds. At some points it's like only 45 seconds. I guess it depends on how long you put it back on to reheat it, you know, in between reheating. So obviously you can tell, though, it does come in handy to have a cordless iron for stuff like this. Come on, stay. But yeah, I noticed, so yeah, has been selling a lot of these, so just know when you buy it, it's not like, it's not gonna recharge itself. It's definitely just a heating element. Alright. Okay, number 2. And they're exactly the same size. Look at that. So what is anybody else sewing today? I mean, it's still early. I came on pretty early today, although it looks like I've been on for quite a while, but I'm doing the whole bag in today's video, so. Make sure that that's the same size, and it is. Wow, I'm getting my 1/4 inch seam folded nicely. I'm right-handed, not left, so grabbing this every time is a little on the awkward side. I am sewing an apron. That's Mary Jane. I'm stuck waiting on some cork fabric. That's Jaded. Diane's making a machine cover. I need to do that. Dang it. Diane's making a machine cover. I always remember I have a cover for my Juki here, which is covered in dust. And I actually wanted to just sew on some fabric to my machine cover and make it look cute, you know, because I think it's just like a cardboard thing. So I'm pretty sure this needle is dull enough anyway as it is now, that if I just use the needle that's already in the machine and then change it out after I sew it, that I could just sew fabric right onto the top. Make it cute, you know, of the one that actually came with this. Kim will be sewing later, just watching me for now. Well, that's nice. Hanging out and, you know, not doing your own sewing. All that PPE ambulance cleaning dump protect me lives 185 miles from us in a single. That bothers me. Oh, I'm sorry, Lisa. Yeah, he's definitely around a lot of it, which kind of makes it sucky. All doctors and nurses and everybody, though, they're around it all the time too, so their chances are probably higher. Even with the masks and all the face shields and all that, it doesn't always protect. I mean, you got to clean up the messes and all the people that are the cleaning crews at the hospitals. They go in the rooms and clean and disinfect afterwards. I mean, I don't think they're wearing full body suits, so they're not 100% completely protected with their own oxygen tank connected to a full body spacesuit type deal, you know. So everybody still takes the chance of getting it. And the only reason why it's back and going crazy again is because it's flu season. So, and the coronavirus is pretty much a form of the flu. They said that in the beginning. It's a strain just like the flu is, so that's why the numbers have gone up, because it's flu season. So, all right, so these are now ready. So these are going to be the 4 connectors that hook to the bag. So, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab one of these because it's annoying me that I am showing you but unable to explain. So instead of directly, see how I directly sew on these to the bag? Instead of directly sewing, I'm actually doing a D-ring attachment so that these will be on a D-ring. And then the crossbody strap is going to come from this side. So I already sewed that part on, so it'll angle up for the crossbody strap to come off of it. So that is the Tiffy bag. But this is the normal one without any slip pockets or anything, you know. You pay more for all that extra added work. So my client knew that it was going to be a little bit more because I'm adding all this extra time to it when I can do one of those bags in a little around. The little ones I can do in about an hour and a half unless I'm like separately quilting as I go kind of thing. But the bigger ones I could do in about 2 hours and 30 minutes ish. All right, I'm going to sew all the way around these little guys. And then we're going to be attaching them to the bag. And again, I didn't add interfacing. There's no need. Sewing 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Nice and clean like. Oh, not too far. There's one. I think this will look really nice. Normally I'd use a walking foot for all this stuff, but I'll change out to the walking foot when I start sewing the strap. I have to wait for my kids to go to bed before I sew anything. I just hope this crick in my neck goes away by then. Oh, Heather, I'm sorry. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Yes, Tiffany, I'm going to work on my 9 patch block for my channel. Oh, awesome. Yeah, sewing as well. I'm working on Lori Holt's Farm Girl Vintage 6.5 inch blocks. Ooh, that's cool. Ouch! Funny bone! Oh. Where am I at? Judy says a little later I'll make some masks. Need to make Christmas masks for Lisa. And Jaded wants to make Christmas masks too. Kim's praying for the sun. I got nose pieces ordered finally. I'll be making some masks later. I'm not making masks still. We got plenty of masks in this house. We don't need any more. And yes, I'm sewing right off the edge so that I can just snip all these threads when I get to it, to the end of it.
It's still really fast though.
Alright. I'm almost done though. I just need to create the straps. Just need to make the straps and put the zipper tabs on and attach these, and actually I'm going to attach these first before I do anything else, because the other part of connecting the other parts of the straps can be done after the fact. So let's grab 4 D-rings, 2 front and back pieces. And now, and like I said, I'm sewing this part directly onto the bag. I'm kind of thinking I want to put a, because I have it, a rivet, because I think that will look cool. Instead of doing an X across it, I mean, I have the tool. I could put a rivet on it. I still need to sew a square anyway, but let's see, what side looks prettier? That side looks prettier. I think this different way of sewing it on will look cool. So I'm going to put this on here, and this is going to get aligned right down here with that, like that, right at the edge of this pocket. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to worry about any kind of measurements or anything. I'm just going to mark a line with my thing 1 inch up on this tab itself, because I'm going to be stitching on these already other lines that are on here. What do you guys think of the rivet idea? Do you think a rivet would be nice on here? All right, 1 inch up lands right there. All right, I'm not even going to bother doing any other measurements besides this, because I have a feeling that this will shift or move, and I don't want to mess anything up. Everything's going to be in the same spot. I'm just eyeballing it. It's funny, isn't it? The funny nose. All right, I need this real quick. So I'm just sewing this part directly on. And I think for aesthetics, I am going to add a rivet. I think the rivet, that way it looks really cool. Alright. Put that away. Add the other side. So now I have one right here, like this, sewn on, and you can see the square where I sewed. So like on the other bags, I was sewing a diagonal line from each side to the other, but I think just because it's really cool that I have the rivets now, I'm just going to put a rivet in here to kind of make it look really cool. Yeah, I'm going to make it look really cool. All right, let's put another one of these on the other side. Again, I'm not really measuring where it's going to go. I'm just putting it right next to the stitching, because it lines right up, and then right above the pocket, right next to the stitching. And I think that is perfectly level. So now I'm going to measure 1 inch up right here. And then take it over to the machine and sew it right on. It's about the exact same distance as the other side. Oops. Okay, so that side's on. Now we're going to do this side, except I'm going to measure down how far that ended up. That is 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches down. Right there. This is where I want the sew line to end up. See? How easy is that? Yes, that'll be really cool, I think. Alright, so if my stitching line is going to be 1.5 inches, this has to come down to right here. Right there. And that's where the stitching will be. 1.5 inches down. How far down is it from there? Oh, almost 2.5 inches. Let's make sure for an exact number. 1, 2.5, the next one up. 1, 2.5, the next one up. Next one up. Oh yeah, that's perfect right there. Alright, so now I need to just mark my 1 inch up on it. So I know where to make my line. That's where I'll sew. Don't move. Do not move. I think it looks cool with that accent color as the hook parts. Anybody do anything super fun so far since this week started? Today's Wednesday, so anybody do anything Monday or Tuesday that was like super exciting fun? You're like totally in awe that you did something fun? Like, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. Where's the last one? Where'd it go? Did I drop it? Did I get stuck to something? Fall? Am I blind? Okay, well I lost my last piece. Where'd it go? Not stuck, not stuck. I only sewed one. Okay, so my 4th hook is missing. There it is. It got flung. It got flung. Don't you hate when that happens? Where'd it go, George? Where'd it go? All right, let's put the D-ring in it. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Gwen. Just got back from the grocery store. Fun. I got bored and put up Christmas decorations. Fun. Hi, Suburban. Unfortunately, I haven't had any fun since pre-COVID times. Right? My only fun is right here in this room. Hanging out with you guys, besides my movie nights with my husband. Okay, this totally came down. What did I say? 2 in the notch after the half, which I cannot tell you what that is right now. A notch after the half. So it needs to go up, up. Notch after the half, up. Do it this way too. Make a nice straight line. Right there. Put this on here. There we go. It's exactly across that. Perfect. Right there. Alright, let's hold it in place. Draw an inch line up. Stay right there. Don't move. Don't adjust. Don't, nothing, just stay. Perfect. Christmas is my favorite time of year. That reads around. If I haven't had it, and don't want it. Oh, that's funny. Don't worry. I knew what you mean. Haven't had no fun since this whole thing started. Not very many people have. I mean, like Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm and all those kind of things are all closed. So it's not like anybody can have any fun. I mean, but you can, like, I guess go hiking or bike riding or trail walking or things like that. Alright, so now I have the accent color holding these, but the handles for the front handles will be the color of the front and back of the bag. And it did hold the zipper pocket down, so on the side it stitched it down. I should have moved it out of the way. I didn't think anything of it, but technically the zipper pocket still works in full. I mean, it's only at the top part of it, so guess I wasn't thinking that far ahead that that would even happen. Alright, all those parts are done. I do need to do rivety stuff now in this position because, so it's going to get loud too when I do this. We're going to make a hole and then we're going to put it in. Even though these are silver, everything on here is silver, do I really need silver rivets? This tiny one. Ooh, I'll probably never use these tiny ones on anything else, so I'm going to put them on this bag. They're so small. 3, 4. Just for the added look of cuteness. 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 for those, and then I need to put one on each of these because I don't want to sew next to this, but I don't want the D-ring to always slide around, so I'm going to put a rivet right underneath it on the, for the crossbody strap. I'll put a rivet right underneath it so that it, aesthetics, and it keeps that D-ring from moving too. So I need 2 more of these little dinky tiny itty-bitty D-rings, just because they're not D-rings, rivets. Just because these are so tiny and I want to use them because they're so cute. I need it back. Come on. Let's find it back. Alright. There we go. Oops. That's a lot of pieces. Wow. Whew. Okay, so it's going to get loud. Only for like a second each time. I need to make these little tiny dinky teeny weeny holes. I think I'm going to start with the holes on the, on this first, because this I can move it away. So I'm going to center this. Right there's good. Perfect. I'm going to put this little dinky thing in here. Oh, that's so cute. Snap it on for now before I hammer it down. That way I can do all the hammering at once. Again, I'm going to put this one on. How far down did I go? Like right underneath it. Come on. Hole was poked. And hole. These are so adorable. They're so tiny, but who says you can't put rivets on the cotton products as well? So I'm going to line this up on here and put this darn thing on here. I'm going to grab my hammer and make some noise real quickly like. So give me 2 seconds to do this. Perfect. Let's do the other one. Give me 2 seconds to make some noise if you want to turn your speakers down. Here we go. Oop, I need one more hit on that one. Or 2. Perfect. Ooh, that looks so cute. I'm glad I chose to do some little rivets just for the fun of it. All right, so now I'm going to poke all these and then put them in and then hammer them afterwards. So we're going to come down here. We're going to center this. All this stuff is in my way. That's center. It looks center. That's center. There's one. This is a good idea. This was a very good idea. I'm glad I had this idea. I'm just going to snap them all on for now, and then I will go back and hammer them all. I'll show you guys when it's done because I think this is going to be so adorable. This was an extra, you know, couple things to do stepwise, but it will be perfect when it's done. I still got to make the straps because I got to sew them on before the bag is assembled, or else I'm going to make a, because I can't go onto a D-ring from the position, you know. All right. Center. Let's poke this hole while I'm already right here. Center. You guys are gonna love this. I should do this more often now that I own it. I mean, it's a 480 piece set, but these other colors that are in here, the copper looking color and the not so shiny silver, they actually do not match anything else I have. But if I'm not using rivets or hooks and stuff on everything, then I can use rivets instead of that cross stitch on the other bags, just to use up all these other ones that I'll never use on anything else. All right, time to hammer. So if you need to turn your volume down, do it now because I'm gonna hammer. Ready? I'm hammering. It's hard to tell how many hits I need. I need one more. It's not like vinyl or leather where I really, really, really need it to be a certain way because it's sitting just right. Okay, let's put the others on. Perfect. So 7 hits at a specific hardness. There we go. Yep, 7 hits, and it's perfect. All right, and there's rivets on those. So, look at that with the rivets on it. It adds so much. It's so cute. Can you see that little tiny thing? It just makes it look better. And then it's on this, so that way I don't have to sew that line, and it prevents this D-ring from moving. So there's one on each of these. And then here's the opposite side. So it's got the rivets on it. And it looks really cool because of the way they are actually lined up with the zipper. Do you see that? Comes along and then the rivets are right there in the center of the zipper. Kind of gives it a professional look. All right, all that's done. Now to make the straps. So the straps are going to be the accent color, and then the crossbody strap will be the color of the bag. So I already have that piece. It needs to be 22 inches. So we're just gonna, or 20. We're just gonna cut one of these 4 inches off, and then I'm going to turn around and just split it in half, because that's how I've been making them, so that I have 2. So I had a crooked line, I needed to straighten it. I'm just going to keep the selvage on, split this in half. 2 straps. I didn't pull my long scissors down, so I'm trying that. All right, so I'm gonna leave the selvage on. I'm just gonna fold it up in as the seam allowance. I'm gonna fold the whole thing in half and then make 2 straps, 1 for each side. I'm just gonna stand up at the iron for this to make it easier. That way they both come out exactly the same, and then we'll cut the crossbody strap while that iron heats back up from this. I don't know how long it needs to be, 50 inches about. So I'm going to cut from this side, right here. So I'll just do 2 cuts. No, actually this should be plenty with this. This was 4 inches, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So I'm going to use this and 1 cut, and that should be plenty for the crossbody strap. Oops. So it needs to be 4 inches by however long I'm going to end up with. So we're going to make all the strappings. And normally you would hook it together with a catty corner seam, but because this is like patchwork looking, I'm actually going to, oh, it was sticking out. I knew it was kind of off. I'm actually going to connect it with a straight seam. Let me get rid of the selvage here real quick. Yeah, this will be plenty, plenty, plenty. Might be even too long. We'll see though. I need about like 54 inches or so. I'm just going to press this seam open so that I have more of a flat part, but 36, 46, we'll do 56 inches, yeah? That seems like a long enough crossbody strap. 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Let's do 60 inches, just to be on the safe side. There. See? So I'll have a 60-inch crossbody strap. That's perfect. All right, let me press all this stuff now. And I know you guys can kind of see me, maybe, sort of. Let me tip this just a little bit, and then you can talk to me over there. Because then I could start assembling the bag soon. There we go. So now you can see me over there. And I got a ton of messages. Sorry about that.